When you watch a high school athlete sprint down the field, you see obvious physical intensity and continuous forward momentum. But off the field, there is an entirely different set of hurdles governed by the Rhode Island Interscholastic League, or RIIL. These administrative rules are invisible, but they dictate exactly who gets to play. Families often face a quiet dilemma here. It is easy to assume that talent and a spot on the roster mean everything is fine. In reality, maintaining that spot requires high-effort administrative vigilance. Ignoring these rules carries severe stakes. The league hands out no warnings. Failing results in immediate season suspension. Eligibility is never a passive right that comes automatically with school enrollment. It is an active privilege, monitored continuously by the school and the league. Because of this, highly talented athletes find themselves benched every single year. They do not lose their spot because they missed a pass, but because their families tripped a hidden administrative wire. This quadrant chart plots situation complexity against disqualification risk. Standard baseline issues, like maintaining a minimum GPA, are low complexity but carry high immediate risk. Conversely, mid-year transfers and special education placements sit at the extreme end of both complexity and risk. Identifying exactly where a student falls on this matrix is the only way a family can determine the precise preventative steps they need to take. Let's look at the baseline scenario. This is a student-athlete remaining at a single school year-round, leading many families to assume their status is permanently secure. Security requires active monitoring. Families need to review grades at specific quarter and semester checkpoints. Waiting for the end-of-year report card is too late to fix a problem. This creates a seasonal trap. A student fully cleared to play soccer in the fall can automatically become ineligible for spring baseball if their winter grades slip below the required threshold. Furthermore, the RIIL only sets minimum academic standards. Individual member schools hold the authority to enforce stricter academic expectations on their rosters. On top of academics, there are strict seasonal timelines. Required physicals and registration paperwork must be filed and cleared before the specific start dates mandated by the RIIL. Hitting these exact timing milestones requires a rigid sense of urgency. Missing them means students are forbidden from joining mid-season. For the baseline athlete, avoiding the bench means parents must treat academic check-ins and paperwork deadlines with the exact same strictness as a game day schedule. This decision tree maps out the highest risk group, families changing schools for athletic, academic, or relocation reasons. Transferring without prior administrative consultation is dangerous. It automatically triggers mandatory RIIL reviews designed to penalize illegal recruiting, leaving the athlete sidelined. The league enforces a 35-day rule to detect and penalize programs attempting to manipulate schedules to bypass transfer waiting periods. The proper pathway is different. Transfers caused by relocation or school closure must be coordinated with the athletic director in advance for clearance. The burden of proof rests entirely on the family. They must provide documented evidence to the school and league that the move holds no hidden athletic advantage. The league defaults to viewing all transfers as athletically motivated. Moving schools without prior written permission is the fastest way to sabotage a season. Eligibility questions become particularly nuanced for students with alternative placements, disabilities, or those operating under an individualized education program, or IEP. Families often make a dangerous assumption here. They believe that a legal educational accommodation forces the athletic department to waive standard eligibility requirements. That is entirely false. An IEP strictly governs classroom education. It provides absolutely zero automatic guarantee for field time under RIL regulations. Navigating this requires proactive steps. Families must facilitate direct, early communication between their special education team and the school's athletic director. Regardless of a student's individualized classroom setup, the school must still officially certify them according to the overarching league rules. Specialized education plans protect a student's right to learn, but they offer no athletic protection without aggressive, proactive administrative integration. The overarching reality of Rhode Island athletics comes down to a single principle. The RIL system is designed to favor the proactive and ruthlessly penalize the reactive. This brings us to the coach myth. Accepting a coach's verbal promise is incredibly dangerous. Coaches do not have the final say. School administrations conduct formal roster audits based on hard data. Relying on a conversation instead of a document often leads to sudden, unexpected administrative obstruction right when the season starts. Your ultimate insurance policy is requesting formal written eligibility determinations directly from the athletic director. Written rulings hold weight, spoken words do not. At a baseline school, obsessively track grades at quarter checkpoints. For transfers or complex cases, secure written pre-clearance before day 1. Surviving the RIIL trapdoors ultimately requires families to execute their administrative playbook with the exact same discipline their students